Hello and welcome to India Today. I am Sanjay Ponappa.
And this is Maruti Acharya, and we just completed watching Mohanlal starrer Thudarum. Before getting into details, Sanjay, your one-liner.
After watching the trailer, we spoke about how Mohanlal is finally. I was expecting that and
Okay.
googly.
My one-liners, for the people who are thinking this might be another Drishyam, no, this is not. For the people who thought it is going to be cute, nice movie based on what they saw it on the trailer, yes, those parts are there, but it is much more than that. In a good way, personally for me, in a good way, I really liked it. Before getting into the details, it is a good Mohanlal starrer. I think everybody should watch. The reason why I concluded it initially is because we are not going to talk spoilers, but with the intention that the makers cut the trailer or what, they were underplaying the movie. We don't want to ruin the experience for audience. So anyway, we are not going to give spoilers. So if you want to stay back, please do stay back. What works in the film? Mohanlal and Shobana. Because first 20-30 minutes of the film, the adorable, cute, it'll remind you of that sweet uncle in your house, family moments, cute moments, not just both of them, the entire family together. The way they've written those cute family moments and how Mohanlal, those one-liners, comedic one-liners of Mohanlal, Shobana, the cute moments between them, it was so heartwarming, it was so nice to see him giving us nostalgic feelings. So that really works in the film. And Mohanlal, because oh my god, there are some elevation scenes in action, elevation scenes. I can hear hooting and cheering, that those tight shots, elevation shots, close-up eye shots. Oh my god, if you're a Mohanlal fan, trust me, you are going to enjoy this film.
Yes, for me, what worked in the film, I really enjoyed the way they set up the world at the beginning. See, I will be lying if I say that you cannot draw any sort of parallels with Drishyam because, of course, you can. The way they've set up the openings, the way they set up the family, the way they set up Mohanlal's character in the film, Benz.
Benz.
First of all, the name itself was so nice. Shanmugam to Benz. It was nice. And everything around the family, including the dog, the relationship there, everything was so nicely established that everything has a payback by the end of it.
Yes.
When the emotions start kicking in. That part I really liked. Also, when push comes to shove and whatever happens, you see the OG brooding Mohanlal that we keep seeing. That Mohanlal and the way the fans were receiving him, as well as us.
Yeah.
We also enjoyed every single moment of the movie when it turned mass.
Correct.
After being the emotional film that it is, there is emotions, there is thriller, there is suspense, there is mystery, there is murder investigation, and there is mass Mohanlal.
Yeah.
So these are the things that I really enjoyed in the film.
Another beautiful quality about the film is writing. Firstly, one thing that we should understand is Drishyam is a crime investigation thriller where it is about the intelligence of Mohanlal and how he is dodging all the investigation pieces that is happening. So that is the brilliance of that. We can't compare that with Thudarum. But the beauty of Thudarum is it is being a thriller, a heartwarming movie, mix of lot of emotions. It is also a very nice mass commercial film. So that blend of having these elements, some elements are compromised. You know who is the villain, what is going to happen. So what is revealed, but how is the question? That is where the commercial aspects kick in, and the way the director used Mohanlal. And the core aspect, what is the core theme of the film, the way it unravels, the way it handles, juggles between being commercial and also being slightly thriller, being emotional. So that requires a lot of writing brilliance. The writing team and director did a phenomenal job in achieving the balance.
I would compare this to an onion.
Okay.
The whole writing, the way the story was, the screenplay was, I will compare it to an onion because, as you open, you peel it, there's just layers after layer after layer after layer. That is basically the core element of the film.
Correct.
Because right from the get-go, you don't find what is happening. You know it's an onion, you know these are the villains. You know it's going to be, get you teary-eyed.
Yeah.
You know these are the villains and they are horrible people.
Yeah.
But then the way it keeps unraveling what happens, how they behave, it keeps opening new layers of what these characters are and what the story is. That is why I say this is a very nice film in terms of the way it unravels itself.
Yeah.
I don't really want to be mentioning the genre it will suit into, where it gets in, because that too can turn out to be a spoiler. Yes, and here I'd like to once again clarify. I said, yes, you can draw parallels between Drishyam and this film. it's not the same film though. It is
Yeah.
totally different in its approach.
Correct.
It is totally different in what happens in the story. It's just that you can draw parallels and linears of what is
Yeah.
happening there. That is all that I wanted to say. Also, talking about the technical departments, I felt like it was all good. Cinematography, good. Some moments with the rain and the way they've handled all of that, that was impressive visually. But on an
Yeah.
overall note, it was good. Music also, I feel like for the first time, we are not really giving a shout out to Jakes
Jakes
Bijoy
Bijoy.
because it felt like, yeah, it is good and nothing really stood out
Stood
in
out.
terms of the background music.
Yeah.
With the music in this film, I don't feel like I want to go back home and sit and vibe to the music that he's given. Otherwise, I would.
Is the second half, because especially if it is a movie like Drishyam or any usual crime investigation thriller, like the last 15 to 20 minutes is where things start unraveling and you will know there is a lot of investigation, there's a lot of reveals, all of that is happening. So it is interesting to pull as much as you can if that is your genre, but here
It's basically seeding all the questions and then giving the answers by the end.
exactly, but this movie is not that. You will know what is happening by, I think, halfway into the film. You know what is happening. So this second half feels way too long because you know what, you know how. There are some questions left for the end, but the wait for that is, I personally felt, as a little too much. The movie suffers from lack of crisper edit in the second half.
The runtime of the film is almost 2 hours 45 minutes, which I felt like could have been cut down quite a bit.
Yeah, 2
Anywhere
hours, 20
around 2
minutes.
hours 20 to 2 hours 30 minutes would
Yeah.
have been a much more crisper experience. Because honestly speaking, there were moments in between where I was getting disengaged by what is happening because it is just conversations and the story isn't really moving
Correct.
forward.
Yeah, another thing, again, it works for me personally because I think we both, by now you understood that we are sucker for action, commercial cinema, template action, hero worship scenes. So it works for us. But it might be a problem for some people who are genuinely expecting some investigation, something more than a regular commercial template formula hero worship film, especially in the second half. The first half is really good, but the second half,
By the interval, you are actually very invested in what is going on. It's not just about the external things, the investigation that is going. They also dive into the internal conflict that Mohanlal feels and all of that. But then again, by the second half, it turns into more of a Mohanlal starrer than
Yeah.
a Mohanlal film, if you know the difference. Because there, some amount of attention is given to the story and the proceedings, while most attention is given to the way Mohanlal is presented and how he sets about doing whatever he does. Well, if you're a Mohanlal fan, you will love it, but if not, if you're ready for it, I feel like then
Yeah.
they might be able to enjoy what is offered.
yes, overall, the performances, technical departments, everybody did a phenomenal job. This is a well executed thriller slash action drama, I would say, with Mohanlal and nostalgic values. There are a lot of positive points in the movie because of which I personally feel this movie is worth your time. But again, there is some amount of genericness in the film. There is some amount of mass commercial hero worship scenes. If you're not somebody who doesn't subscribe to all of that, especially in the second half, this might be a little underwhelming experience for you at the cinemas. So what do you think about this movie? Did you watch Thudarum? Did you like it? What are your reactions and reviews? Please do mention that in the comments below, and if you agree to the points that we mentioned in the review, mention that, and if you don't agree also, don't forget to mention that also in the comments below, and don't forget to hit like, share, and do subscribe to our channel to not miss any of the reviews.
Yes.
With that, this is Maruti Acharya
And I am Sanjay Ponappa.
and you're watching India Today.